Did you know that the world is on the brink of changes more dramatic than anything we've seen in the past century? From ambitious plans to colonize Mars, to the looming extinction of everyday essentials like chocolate. The next 30 years could redefine life as we know it. Today, we'll uncover 9 jaw-dropping events predicted to happen before 2050. Events that could shape the future of humanity, the planet, and beyond. Buckle up, because this journey into the future starts now. Mars has long been a source of fascination for humanity. But today, the dream of living on the red planet is closer than ever to becoming reality. Unlike other planets, Mars offers conditions that, while harsh, are more similar to Earth in terms of sunlight and temperature. Yet survival there would be no walk in the park. The planet has virtually no breathable air, dangerously low atmospheric pressure, and constant exposure to high levels of radiation. For humans to settle on Mars, we'd need sealed habitats equipped with cutting-edge life support systems. But this isn't stopping visionaries like Elon Musk. Through SpaceX, Musk has laid out a bold roadmap to turn this vision into reality. His plans include launching initial cargo missions to Mars within the next few years, with manned missions following soon after. Musk predicts that by the 2030s, we could have the first human base on Mars. From there, the goal is to expand these settlements into fully functioning cities. This might take 40 to 100 years, with the aim of establishing a population of 1 million Martian residents. Imagine looking out your window and seeing the dusty red landscape of another planet. Would you leave Earth to be part of this historic leap? What if we could live in a world with unlimited clean energy that doesn't harm the environment? Nuclear fusion, the process that fuels stars, might be the answer. Unlike nuclear fission, the method used in today's reactors, fusion involves combining atomic nuclei to release energy. This process doesn't produce dangerous long-term waste, and no greenhouse gases. Although fusion was first achieved in the 1950s, scientists have struggled for decades to sustain the extreme temperatures and pressures needed to make it a viable energy source. Today, however, major advancements are bringing us closer than ever. Researchers from the United States, Europe, China, and Japan are racing to build reactors capable of generating meaningful amounts of fusion power. Projects like ITER in France and China's experimental fusion reactor have made incredible strides. Experts predict that by 2050, we could have fully operational fusion power plants, revolutionizing energy as we know it. With fusion energy, humanity could finally put an end to its dependence on fossil fuels, tackling climate change, and powering an era of sustainable development. For most of human history, traveling to other star systems was purely the stuff of science fiction. But today, groundbreaking projects are aiming to turn that dream into reality. One of the most ambitious efforts comes from Russian physicist and entrepreneur Yuri Milner. His team is developing a fleet of tiny spacecraft called Starships, designed to travel to Alpha Centauri, our closest neighboring star system. These spacecraft would be equipped with solar sails, allowing them to reach up to 20% of the speed of light. At this speed, they could make the journey to Alpha Centauri in just 20 to 30 years. The target? Proxima Centauri b, an exoplanet located in the habitable zone of its star, a place where conditions might support life. If successful, this mission could answer one of humanity's oldest questions. Are we alone in the universe? And with the first launches potentially happening in the 2030s, this isn't a distant fantasy. It's just around the corner. The Arctic is often referred to as the planet's canary in the coal mine when it comes to climate change. Over the past few decades, the region has warmed at twice the rate of the rest of the world. This has led to a dramatic reduction in sea ice, with some scientists predicting that we could see ice-free summers in the Arctic before 2050. This isn't just bad news for polar bears and walruses. It's a global issue. The loss of Arctic ice will have cascading effects on the entire planet. Without ice to reflect sunlight, the Arctic Ocean will absorb more heat, accelerating global warming. The resulting changes in weather patterns could lead to more frequent and intense storms. rising sea levels, and disruptions to ecosystems worldwide. For Arctic communities and wildlife, the stakes are even higher. Animals like polar bears rely on the ice to hunt and survive. For humans, the melting ice could open up new shipping routes and access to untapped resources, sparking geopolitical tensions. The clock is ticking, and the future of the Arctic and the planet depends on urgent action. In 2029, an asteroid named Apophis will make a close pass by Earth, coming closer than some of our satellites. Measuring about 370 meters across, Apophis is roughly the size of a skyscraper. While scientists are confident it won't collide with our planet, its approach serves as a stark reminder. A reminder of how vulnerable we are to space threats. If an asteroid of this size were to hit Earth, the results would be catastrophic. The impact could trigger massive earthquakes, tsunamis, and widespread destruction. To mitigate these risks, space agencies are working on innovative solutions, like redirecting asteroids using spacecraft, or even vaporizing them with lasers. While the chance of a major collision are low, the consequences are so severe that preparing for such events is an absolute necessity. For chocolate lovers, this might be the most devastating entry on our list. Cocoa plants, which are essential for making chocolate, are highly sensitive to environmental changes. They require very specific conditions: stable temperatures, high humidity, and nutrient-rich soil. Unfortunately, climate change is making it harder for farmers in places like Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire to maintain these conditions. Fungal diseases are also wiping out crops, further threatening the world's chocolate supply. By 2050, rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns could render many cocoa-growing regions unsuitable. Companies like Mars are investing in genetically modified cocoa plants that can withstand harsher climates. But for traditionalists, the idea of GMO chocolate might be bittersweet. The rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria poses one of the greatest health challenges of our time. Overusing antibiotics in medicine and agriculture has allowed bacteria to evolve defenses, making them immune to treatments that once worked. If this trend continues, routine surgeries, minor infections, and even childbirth could become life-threatening. By 2050, antibiotic-resistant infections could kill 10 million people per year. Scientists and policymakers are racing to develop new treatments and better regulations, but the clock is ticking. Imagine a world where machines surpass human intelligence. This is the premise of the technological singularity, a concept that experts like Ray Kurzweil believe could become reality by 2045. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve, machines could gain the ability to improve themselves, leading to an intelligence explosion. This would bring unprecedented advancements, but also raise ethical and existential questions. Questions about humanity's role in a world dominated by AI. The map of the world could look very different by 2050. Regions like Somaliland, Scotland, and the Korean Peninsula are pushing for independence or reunification, whether driven by political, economic, or cultural factors. These movements highlight humanity's enduring quest for self-determination. These events show how exciting, and at times terrifying, the future can be. Which one do you think will have the biggest impact?